with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good afternoon, I'm Elspeth Meisner, and thanks so much for joining us for your Erie News Now Weekend NOWCAST. Starting tomorrow, if you plan on heading to a Buffalo Bills home game, then you must be vaccinated. This is the first week that Bills fans will have to show that proof of vaccination before they enter Highmark Stadium. Other local teams, the Browns and the Steelers, encourage masks, but they don't require them. Local epidemiologist Dr. Becky Dawson said she wouldn't be surprised if other teams change their policies in the future.
Everyone is willing to risk it at first, but every piece of evidence coming back is saying, like, you just can't go back to normal, or you're going to have a problem, whether it's, a closure or an outbreak or being the rumored source of an outbreak. So I think that, the reality is setting in here.
And the Bills, the Browns, and the Steelers all have home games tomorrow, all starting at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, WineFest 2021 kicked off its first day last night, coming back after a year-long hiatus due to COVID-19. Our Kristen Allen was there as the shopping and the wine tasting got underway. She has the story from Northeast.
It was tricky planning the 40th annual WineFest in Northeast. Organizers say there was a lot of waiting around when it came to figuring out if they could even host the festival, and if so, what COVID-19 precautions would have to be in place. On top of those worries, it's also the first time in the festival's 40-year history people are flocking to downtown Northeast instead of the normal location. The event drawing hundreds of people to shop and eat at local restaurants and stores. But as the inaugural day of WineFest 2021 kicks off, many of those worries are melting away. On top of the wine and shopping, live music and a 5K race make up the three-day event. We caught up with one member of the Chamber of Commerce and a local winery owner. He says a year without WineFest was hard for local businesses, but a successful event this year could bring a lot of relief. And many local businesses and organizations banded together to make all of this finally happen.
We were pushing forward in hopes that the event would happen, and just a lot of the board members and people in Northeast and a lot of the nonprofit groups just came together and helped decorate, help set up the park, and just get everything in line and having a great success for this evening.
Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
And WineFest continues today from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. Then there's one more chance tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Well, if you're looking for an activity a little bit closer to home, today the Blues and Jazz Festival kicks off at Frontier Park. This year the event is all outside and it's back. Now this is not how the park's going to be looking if you make your way down to Frontier Park today. Last year it was all virtual and televised, but organizers say they hope this outdoor festival will still draw some large crowds while staying safe. Another challenge organizers ran into when setting up for this and organizing it was simply finding performers.
Nobody was touring for the longest time. When we finally decided that we could do this, that we had enough support from sponsors and so forth, and that we felt that we could do it safely, then it became a challenge to find musicians who were available.
And organizers say there will also be free COVID-19 vaccines both today and tomorrow from 5 until 7 for those people still looking to get vaccinated. That festival gets underway in just a little while this afternoon. And this is the first official weekend of the fall season, and local pumpkin patches are getting ready for big crowds this weekend. Sisson's Pumpkin Patch in Girard is got all ready for its opening day that kicked off today. This is the 12th season for the family-run patch that includes giant slides, a corn maze, hay rides, pedal tractors, and a concession stand with lots of tasty treats. They're going to be open from now until Halloween every Saturday and Sunday. The patch is also available to rent for private events as well. Meantime, just across the border in Chautauqua County in New York, another Fall Fest is getting underway this weekend. The Bust-Eye Apple Festival is returning after it was put on hold due to the pandemic. The goal of the event is to raise money for the Bust-Eye Historical Society's nonprofit mission of keeping local history alive by operating their grist mill. The Historical Society is holding this year's event from 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. on their Lawson Road site. So something fun to do out in New York as well. And sticking to local events today, the biggest fundraiser of the year is for Shriners Children's Charity, and it's happening right now. It started at 8 a.m. this morning, and it goes till 8 p.m. tonight. The Charity Cup hockey event started early this morning at Erie Bank Sports Park. Thousands of dollars will be raised today to support the mission of Shriners Hospitals for Children right here in Erie. Now, there's going to be a total of 8 games played all throughout today, including alumni from Cathedral Prep in McDowell squaring off at 5 p.m. And the event wraps up with a celebrity game at 6:30 this evening. Erie News Now's own Jameson Hicksonbaugh will be playing in that game, and Erie News Now is a proud sponsor of this event. Well, last night might have been Football Friday, but there's still a lot of game day action for today. In Mercer County, Williamton and Lakeview, along with Greenville against Kennedy Catholic, started playing just a little bit ago at noon. Then a 6A showdown kicks off from Veterans Stadium at 1 o'clock, so still some time for that between McDowell and Erie High. So lots of football to get to today if you're a football fan. And of course, we have NFL football tomorrow on our stations too. Thanks so much for joining us for your Erie News Now Weekend Nowcast. Be sure to tune into Erie News Now at 6 o'clock for all the latest news, weather, and sports. Hope you have a great day.